Alright guys, what's going on? It's been a while. I know I haven't done anything like this in a while. This is Kyle, other known as Blaster Joker, at Critical Hit Gaming with a locals winner. We have someone from another card store.
What is
I
up?
guess you say. Hi, how you doing? What's your name? What'd you play?
My name's Braden. I played TriZoo. Best deck in the format, no question. Anyway, I will get on to my deck profile here for you all.
Let's do it. Oh, by the way, before we continue on, look at that nice field center. Can't go wrong with it, right?
Heck yeah.
Alright, let's get that out of the way. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, okay.
Cool. Alright, so for my main deck, I played 41 cards. And I'll start with the monsters. I played triple fractal. I mean, you can't play the deck without this. It's literally the whole thing. He extends all your engine. He basically sets up all your plays for you. The rest of them are basically just like add-ons for him. But they all do the same thing, and that's they banish to link summon. It's a very consistent engine.
Broken.
And then you play 3 Kit. She just says when she's sent to grave, she sends another one to grave, so she's like an extender of him. You play 3 Nerval. When he's sent to grave, he adds one. He's literally just like, you just dump all of them into the grave. And then the general one you add is this one. He's the only extender out of all of them. This is Karis. You just pitch a Wing Beast, Beast Warrior, or Beast to special summon him, making them like great extenders for decks that are Beast, Beast Warrior that just needed something to get going. And then for our Zoo package, I play 1 Thorough, 1 Whip, and 1 Rat. A lot of people opt for 2 Thoroughblade. I don't like 2 Thoroughblade. I like the banish that Whiptail gives, but also like just having different names. I don't always like ditching one to draw, and I needed my Rat combo, so I wanted to have something different.
It's a very good card.
I also just think that Bunny Blast and Cataroost just aren't that great, and Ram is just too small. Like, having 2,000 defense just doesn't come up like ever. And then I'll go on to my hand traps. In my main deck, for no reason, I play Droll. It's actually just because almost all my locals have a Drytron player or more than one Drytron player. I find it to be the hardest matchup for this deck. It's not really the hardest matchup in the mirror, but
should be very easy for you, right?
Yeah, it's generally like pretty easy, but like sometimes like if they just go first and they establish, you just lose the game, and I don't like letting them establish, so like get rid of that much Droll. You have to play 3 Ash. If you don't play 3 Ash, I don't know, man. I really don't know. It just is what it is. It's amazing in the mirror match. You use Ash their Fractal, they don't set up. It's really tragic, honestly. And then my spicy tech is that I'm actually maining DD Crow.
So why are you maining this card?
So not only is this super good in the dry matchup, it's actually also super good in the tri matchup in some instances. But also, like most importantly, it's actually a Wing Beast. So I can pitch it to Karis to extend with Karis. I can also special summon it off Fairjet. So basically, like it's the only hand trap that can be considered an extender at some point. And sometimes it helps me make Apollosa instead of having just a banish.
Broken.
And then 1 brick.
Wait, hang on. Oh, you play this. Oh, I know. Okay, this card's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, so I play 1 brick, but basically while it's on the field, neither player can special summon except for Wind. Except in the extra decks, you play a bunch of Wind links that are just like really decent, and you just hope your opponent's not playing any Winds. But because the format is the way it is, they don't play any Winds at all.
Yeah.
And then I'm going on to my spells. You play triple Tenki, because if you don't play Tenki, I mean, like, you have no searching, like, at all.
I mean, this deck runs on Tenki.
Yeah, literally. It only searches for Fractal and for the Zoos, but there's a lot of power in just activating Fractal, having your opponent Ash it, and then, like, activating this and searching a Zoo. It's just really, really strong, because then they can't stop the Zoo for the most part.
Yep.
I played 2 copies of Desires. I personally don't like playing 3. A lot of people say 3 or none, but, like, at the same time, like, the amount of times that you draw it off of itself is just extremely, like, prevalent. And even at 2, I still draw it off of it sometimes. Like, honestly, I'm hesitant to put this down to 1, but I'm also hesitant to bump it to 3, so I'm just leaving it at 2. Just my call. Speaking of call by grave.
Can't go wrong with it.
Well, hand traps suck, okay? And I don't like hand traps. And I don't like Drytron cards. So basically, if I banish them, they suck.
So you play it even though everyone's playing like 9 or 12 hand traps this format?
Yep. Because sometimes that hand trap really matters. Last spell is Zodiac Barrage. If you're playing Zoo and not Barrage, there's a problem there. That's just like, it's a free extender. It can pop your Tankies and summon your Zoos. It's really, really strong that way. But it can also pop itself. And sometimes, I mean, it used to be relevant with Dryden, where you would give it a material, but sometimes you use it to give itself a Zoo material. Very, very rarely though. Also, so main deck traps, we play, the staple, Triple Revolt, because it's like the best common ever printed ever. Other than Vanity Zenya's. Anyway. This card lets you special as many Beast, Beast Warrior, or Wing Beast from your banish and or your graveyard. So you just flood the board with 4, and then you immediately link with them. So you just get a free link 4 off of that, and it just like starts this huge combo chain of like you get a non-targeting banish, you get to add 1, you get to send 1. It's just a lot of like free stuff for a common card. It's insane. 3 Solemn Strikes. I just believe this is personally the best Solemn. It deals with monsters very easily. It stops hand traps.
I feel like it's one of the best traps in the game right now.
It just is. Like, Judgment, it costs too much life, and you're doing the same thing with Judgment that you're doing with this. Like, the only thing different you're doing with Judgment is stopping like Dark Rule or something. But 9 times out of 10, it doesn't matter because you're going to set the Revolt anyway. So, like, realistically speaking, if they Dark Rule, you're probably still fine.
Yep.
And then obviously triple Imperm because everyone's just playing a ton of hand traps and it just is what it is. Like you said it, it's amazing in the Tri Brigade matchup. It does so much work for them. It does so much work against like things like I wouldn't say like does too much against Salad, but like it still does enough.
Yeah.
It's also good against Striker because you can hit it with the Kagari, and there's just like a bunch of things. Imperm really doesn't really do anything against Dry except for hitting Fafnir though, or Dragoon.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with it.
Anaconda. And then lastly, you play this card because it should be banned. It just shouldn't exist.
Yeah, I agree. Personally.
This card is like extremely strong. I only play like 8 spells total in my whole, 7 or 8 spells in my whole deck. So like this never ever affects me ever. Like the only time it affects me is if I leave Barrage on the field. And other than that, all my deck is monsters and traps. So I literally just play the grind game with monsters and traps with a consistent engine, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's it for my main. I'm just gonna go to my extra real quick.
Yeah.
So extra, best sleeves ever. Anyway, moving forward.
You can't go wrong with that.
Zoo package. We play 1 Borbo, 1 Tiger, 1 Chalk-9, and then of course, Divine Arsenal Jesus because he's the best zoo monster in the game.
So you're not running Hammer Kong anymore, Phone?
I'm not running Hammer Kong because with the zoo under the material, it ends up making 4 materials for him. You just don't want to extend super hard. I know this plays in the Nibiru, but it's not worth it to take 1 extra deck spot space for not even 1 extra effect, right?
Yeah. That's it for the zoo.
And then onto the links, I play 1 Almirage. This sometimes if you don't draw the Fractal and you draw a Kit or a Nerval, this extends you into those plays that you really need because it sends the Nerval to grade. It's really important.
It's a very good card.
This is just a really good it's something you end on. It's a compulse and it sends your field or your cards in field or hand to grave. And it's just a quick effect on either player's turn. It's also a 1600 Beast Warrior. Link 2, super easy.
Reminds me of Heretic Seal, if anything.
It just really is Heretic Seal. 1 Bearbrum. A lot of people question whether I should play 1 Bearbrum or 2 Bearbrums because it adds Revolt. Its first effect is that you can discard 2 to special summon a banished Wing Beast, Beast Warrior, Beast. That doesn't really come up a lot. It comes up like very, very rarely, but it does add Revolt, so it's really sick. I just like 1. 2 Fairjet. She's probably the best Link 2 in the deck. Hence why I played 2 of them.
Yeah,
she special summons a Beast, Beast Warrior, or Wing Beast, but also when she goes to the grave, you get to draw a card and send 1 to the bottom of the deck. So she's just hand cycling. A lot of people argue that she adds hand traps to your hand because she can just draw them, right?
Yeah.
Some more. I showed you the brick earlier. This summons the brick from your deck.
Nice.
So basically, you locks your opponent out of wins, but then he says you can't target beast or wing beast, like him or the ones he's pointing to. So he protects it as well. Very strong card. It's very easy to link into this. You just use the Tri Brigade's effect and banish 3 and just summon it. It's really crazy. 1 Rugal. He's just a link 3 Tri Brigade. Basically, he allows you to extend into Axis Kotaku, and he sometimes he special summons a guy back. And then you can use that guy to get effects and stuff. That's really it. And then he minuses your opponent 300 for each type you control. It's not really that crazy. He's just really there to keep you going. 2 copies of the best card in the deck. Shirag he's the whole thing. He just does everything. So basically, on summon of him or any Beast Warrior or Wing Beast by special summoning, he non-target banishes a card on the board. But also, his second effect is that when he goes to the grave, you can add a Beast Warrior, Wing Beast, or Beast whose level equals or is less than the amount of banished Wing Beast, Beast Warriors, and things you have in the banish zone. And this is crazy because when you're using your Tri Brigades and banishing for effects, it's like a cute little thing where you can normal a guy, make this, banish the thing, and then you link the 2 off, and then go into Fairjet, and then you add a zoo and use Fairjet to special the zoo and then make zoos. It's just really, really good because he just gets a free out for no reason. Basically, that's the reason you play him. Also, you just summon him off revolt every time because he's an interruption on your opponent's turn.
Yeah.
Apollosa, you generally end your board is generally this plus
that plus in the dog, right?
This plus this. Basically, you want to have a balance, and then generally 2 or 3 negates is just ideal. Also, she's a win, so under the wind barrier statue, you can make both of these.
Luck, nice.
It's actually pretty huge. And lastly, you want to end games, right?
You can't not argue without this card.
So the crazy part about playing Axis Kotaku in this deck that makes him so much better than playing him in other decks is that literally normal summon 1 try is Axis Kotaku. You just literally get him because you just banish 3, make Rugal, and then Rugal and this make Axis, and it's 53. And that's my whole deck.
Yeah, do you want to go through your side, or do you want to keep that
I'm gonna
secret?
keep that side for myself, right?
Yeah, that is fair, that is fair. So you went XO.
Yeah, matchups were, I played against Shadow Invoked.
Yeah.
I played against Shadow Invoked, I played against Solomon Great, and I played against Drytron.
Yeah.
The hardest time I had, I'll be honest, was Drytron, but the second hardest was Solomon Great. There was a lot of really close calls in the Solomon Great matchup. The Drytron matchup was just really straightforward.
Yeah.
It was just play around Herald and play around Herald and hopefully you draw the out to Dragoon. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
With in the solid matchup, it was really interesting because I just forfeited a game to drawing hand traps. So like, careful kids, don't play too much hand traps. That'll kill you.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's it. That's my whole tournament report.
Thank you, Braden. It's nice to see you again, especially on this channel. Haven't had you here in a while, if not very long time.
Yeah, COVID
or
really
ever,
killed events. Yeah.
used to go to another locals, not gonna name, so I'm forbidden from there. Anyway, that's gonna be it for me, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, like, comment down below, and subscribe if you're new. And other than that, that's pretty much it. This is Kyle, peace and out, and I'll see you guys sooner or later.